It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This program has been brought to you by China. Yes, China. Your friendly communist neighbors. We own all of your shit now, including your government.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Zero Hour, where Zeropium and Stone Cold Loki are gonna talk about villains. Yes, that's right, villains. Real villains, not those pussy-ass bitches over on Alien Earth, but actual true villains. So tune in this morning, Valhalla, get your coffee ready, because here we go. Do you like that? I'm out.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
That's a skull to Marcus Felix.
Come with me if you want to live.
Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to Zero Hour, where we are not talking about alien Earth today. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody out there doing? I hope you had a great weekend and are ready to take the week by the balls, because that's what we do. What's going on, Zero? How are you doing? What's up? How's it going?
It's going. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm better than fine. I mean, you know, we're not talking about that crappy show anymore. I'm gonna act like it doesn't exist because it hasn't been renewed yet, and I'm gonna pretend like the last 7 weeks never happened. Holy shit!
8 miserable weeks.
Did it really 8 weeks?
It was 8 episodes. So
I thought the first 2 came out back to back.
Yeah, you're right. See, that goes to show how much I'm trying to forget already. So, hey, all right. Fist bump for the working man before we kick this off. All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh,
that's right.
It is so nice to see all of you out there. Alien what, Snorter? Yeah, exactly. We're not going there. We're done. We've burned that bridge and pissed on the embers. It's over.
It's over. Nothing's over. Just give me something to drink. Nothing on ice is going to save you now, Rock.
Yo, that's brisk, baby. And speaking of palate cleansers, man, we're just going to cleanse all the palates this morning and do some fun shit like we used to do. Oops, pardon my French. It's probably too early for curse.
Talk about cool movies and movie villains and TV villains and all the best of the best instead of focusing on God hate me. If we take the week by the balls, and how do we take this? Wow, Ginger. Holy shit, good morning. How are you?
I'm guessing that was a reference to something I don't know. I'm a bit out of the loop.
Say good morning to Ginger.
Good morning, Ginger. How are you doing?
There we go.
Good to see you again. It's good to see everybody.
Who is this rock person? I don't know.
Who?
Rock person.
Rock person?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
We're not talking about Dwayne, are we?
No. When has he ever been a good villain?
When has he ever been a good anything? Well, it's funny. I think he's a good natural villain because he's.
Have you noticed he can't like carry his own movie ever? It's like. Well, I can't say that now because apparently the MMA docu-drama movie or whatever is supposedly pretty good. I mean, how many times have you seen him in a movie where you're like, okay, he's the lead and it's absolutely fucking fantastic. No issues.
No. Well, see the
Scorpion King's muddled because I mean, it's cheesy as shit. So
and it was the first one. So I mean, it's not like, you know, Dwayne had a precedent that was already set when you do your first movie. You're just kind of going in and pretty much learning as you go. But let me ask you this, and I promise this is not wrestling related. This is acting. This is acting. Because I said he's a good natural villain. And truth be told, as a guy who grew up as a huge friggin' rock fan, I can honestly tell you, Dwayne's pretty much a douchebag, so I think he plays a good villain very well. But let me ask you this, because I know everybody says the same thing. When it comes to the films he's starred in, and you ask, you know, which ones have been great performances, how many films have you seen him in where he's literally just playing Dwayne? I mean, there's not a whole lot of acting range there from what I've seen.
Okay, so Be Cool is one because he's like, oh, like very feminine and, you know.
Yeah, you ain't woman enough to take my man.
Be Cool is one of them, but he's not a villain in that. He's just the steroid movie with Marky Mark. That one. So, I mean, he's not played himself in a couple, but anytime he's like, I think here's the thing. Anytime he is an action star or anything like that, it always comes back to him acting like The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Save for, talking in the third person and the head jerks and the eyebrow raising. I mean, what you see is basically what you get. I mean, he did have a few decent roles. I mean, I didn't think he was too bad in that the Walking Tall remake from 2004. That was pretty decent because that was still relatively early on in his career.
he's still The Rock.
Yeah, he is still The Rock, but I mean that was really early in his career, so you could kind of forgive it a little bit back then. But I mean, man, as soon as those Disney movies started rolling out, and then all these action movies where it's just The Rock laying the smack down, I'm thinking, okay, kind of been there, done that. Let's go.
But we're not here to talk about superheroes or action stars or anything like that. We are here today to talk about villains. And let me say good morning to the lovely Sherry, Mr. David, Glenn, Ginger Wolf, Jill Powers, the River Daughter, Pat S. What's going on, man? Gun Bunny. What's up, Gun Bunny? Psycho Dwarf 9. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. How are you doing? We got Project Cambrian, Samurai 2020. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. I know we had, we got Claude Parrish in the house. What is up, Claude? How are you doing? Snorter Poopers Cooper, my favorite polar bear on YouTube. We've got Classic Comics. Penny, thank you so much for the link you sent me yesterday, Penny. That was awesome getting to hang out and watch. Akimi Mara, what is going on, Akimi? How are you doing? Good to see you. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. I know I saw, there we go, Project Storytime. How are you doing, man? Thank you, Wrenches, for being here and for watching out for everything and keeping your eye on what's going on. It is very much appreciated. Did I miss anybody? Roll Tide, Keely Chow. Roll Tide, brother. Good morning. So many wonderful people get to hang out this morning and talk about villains. So let's talk villains. What is the first one on the list this morning? Let's talk about the eye and digital ID. So the eye, lidless, wreathed in flame. So in the book, Sauron isn't some giant eyeball on top of the tower. That's just his symbol. That's like the symbol that people paint because he's always watching, kind of like some governments watch their people. Big Brother's always watching. Well, Sauron, the deceiver, is always watching and wants to implement digital ID in Mordor so that he can keep track of the orcs and the migration of orcs migrating in and out of Mordor. What do you think about the eye and digital ID?
What else is new? I mean, really, seriously, digital ID. I mean, you've got. I mean, how many votes did they have over in the UK about digital ID now? It just barely passed the voting system. I don't friggin' know, but it's a crazy time we're living in. I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other. It's just like, you know what? The world can do whatever it wants. I'm just going to live in my own bubble and just try to survive.
That's how Tolkien himself drew him as an actual eye. Yeah, but you always see the painting. You never actually see the eye though in the book. You never actually see the eye. You see the eye symbol, but you never actually see the eye. It's one of those things that Jackson went back and forth about when they were making Lord of the Rings, is you see like drawings of the eye, but you never actually see the eye. Digital ID, the end of citizenship and beginning of state serfdom. That's one way to put it. So you've got this villain that is not manifest, at least not in the way you think, and has been bodiless for 1,000 years, and yet it's terrifying. I mean, the idea, the death always wins, death always finds you. The quote was too long to put up on the header, but it's interesting now, and of course has always been interesting to me, but it's even more interesting now with this entire thing of, hey, you need to always be watched. Your behavior needs to always be monitored. You can't have wrong think. You have to think the way we want you to. And this idea that Sauron wanted to control everything. And the way he did that was through intermediaries that did his work for him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Started rereading the Silmarillion, then I think of wrongs of power and laugh.
Yes. I'm sorry.
No
I didn't
wings
have
of power. No wings of power. And no, we will not be covering wings of power because we're not doing that.
I think we are done with the garbage at this point. We're flushing it out.
To be a gigantic flaming eyeball in an age without Bizing, no wonder he was so angry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would be too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry I don't have much to add. As Loki already knows, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings guy, so I don't know shit.
Okay, well, let's go with something.
I'm not saying don't talk about it.
No. I want to get through these because we've got a couple of these I want to do. And since we just finished a show named Aliens, let's talk about the Xenomorph, because the original Xenomorph in Alien was absolutely terrifying. And I want to talk about the leap between that alien, that one alien that terrified the crew of the Nostromo, compared to the terror of an entire hive of these things coming after you. Because, I mean, that's what we went from. We went from one alien stalking, hunting down, killing, eating, sometimes even having fun with the crew of the Nostromo, to this army of these things taking out a colony, taking all the people, stringing them up like they did with Dallas, which you never see because they cut the end of Alien. Which I love the extended edition, so I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Her name was Janet, Loki.
Damn it, Janet. I don't know.
Janet who?
I don't know. Janet Reno? What are you guys doing down there? Oh my God. Way to date myself on that one. Holy shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea. Well, it's interesting too, because I mean, I know Zero has talked about the Xeno and his mom, till I'm blue in the face. So, I mean, there's not much more I can add at this point, but it's interesting when you look at the dynamic from the first one, because I mean, the Xeno is basically a solitary creature in the first film, and it's stalking people on this ship because it has to. It's part of its survival instinct. It's one of the primordial reasons it exists. The first Xenomorph in 79. Yeah, that's the one we had.
I thought it was Big Chap, not Janet.
Ugh. God. Giving it the name Janet, I think
it'd be like Karen.
That would be like having some little bitch train it how to do tricks and whistle and have it come when it's called. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Okay. We're not doing that this morning.
So
we're not doing that this morning. We are not talking about that this morning. We are not talking about Princess Fluffy with her princess collar. We're not doing it.
Who among the two of us was silent about the whole thing? And who among us kept bringing it up this morning?
No, I just brought up Alien and Aliens. I said nothing about Alien Earth.
We're not talking
about that anymore. It's done. It's over. It has not been renewed. I don't think it's going to be renewed, but I mean, all these people that are making this shit are idiots today. So, I mean, it's possible. We're
done.
We've got a $5 super chat from Jedi Master, Lost in Space, and Sci-Fi Classics. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Jedi Master, what are you doing? Go over there, check him out. He does Lost in Space stuff. Absolutely wonderful guy. loves the community, loves hanging out, loves laughing, constantly falls out of his chair. I tried to recommend a 4+1 harness for him for his racing chair, and he just keeps falling out of his chair. So go check out Jedi Master, great channel. Check him out. If one of the mods can throw a link, that would be great. Yeah. So Xeno, not alien Earth Xeno, not fluffy princess, but I mean the real terror, the original alien, the one that got Lambert all by herself and had some fun. I was watching a special about that. About like the original, and not once did Ridley say, "Oh well, it ganked her, it got her, it," because the leg thing is Brett. Those are Brett's shoes. She's wearing cowboy boots. He's wearing tennis shoes. Those are Brett's tennis shoes. So obviously the tail up the Yahoo never happened.
Whatever.
The only recorded things that they talked about doing were having what's the dude's name? God, it was Yaphet.
Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah.
Parker.
He was good. Parker. He was good. The flamethrower, try and flamethrower the alien and cook Lambert at the same time. So all you ever see is Lambert's legs and her weird screwed up big toe, which apparently was real. But thank you so very much, Jedi Master, Lost in Space. Good morning, Loki and Zero. Skull. He wants a skull this morning. Do we have? No, we don't have an alien skull. Damn. I don't know why I never did that. I'm gonna have to do that now. I'm gonna have to make an aliens. I'm gonna have to make an alien skull. What do I have that's comparable? Do I have anything that's comparable?
We used to have the one during the intro where the alien kiss Burke in the eye.
Kiss the Burke in the eye. It opened its jaws and the intermouth came out and gave him the kiss of the alien. Well, you know what? Hey, how about this? Why don't we give you a skull and unleash hell? Skull! So, you know, we couldn't do this without bringing up Star Trek. It's already in the description. I already put it in there. That way everybody knows I'm not pulling this out of my ass. Khan, modern day Captain Ahab, depth and brilliance. Okay, so when Eris was working on the thumbnail, she's like, who did you want from Star Trek? The Borg? And I said, no.
We want Species 8472.
No, we don't want Species 847 blue. We don't want any of that. We want
the
Khan.
Volus.
No, we want Khan.
Volus.
Why? Because Khan was just a dude that had the intellect, the physicality to take on Kirk, and that was scary because nobody took on Kirk. Anybody that tried, what happened to those that tried? They died. No matter who it was, whether it was Klingons, Romulans, whatever, they didn't last long when they went up against Kirk. And if it wasn't for Khan's dumbass girlfriend, he would have killed Kirk, killed the crew, and taken the Enterprise in the original space seed. Then, years later, they're like, you know what? We went back and we watched all of the original series, and we want to do a movie with Khan. Thank you. Why no one does this today, I don't know. It's like free money. You're printing money when you go back to a series and you go, you know what? Let's pick something that everyone loved that we never got a resolution to, and let's have them duke it out. And it just worked.
Well,
it just worked from the naval combat, the submarine-like attacks in the naval combat, the close in. See, before, anytime we saw the Enterprise go into battle in the original series, they were doing like warp maneuver attacks and shit. It's totally different than what they decided to do with Wrath of Khan. This was more like ships
like pirate ships passing each other, full cannon barrage. Is Khan sneaking up on him and hitting him in his blind spot when he wasn't looking. What a villain. What a great villain. He had gravitas. He had depth. He had Ricardo Montalban in that big freaking chest. And you know, I will leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned on a dead planet. Buried alive.
That was good.
Buried alive. Gone.
It was good stuff. We got 2 cons. I know everybody goes, con! But there was 2 cons. Yelling.
He wasn't. Okay, so the way they fixed that, Jill, was in the novel, he worked the night shift. He worked C shift. So you had A and B shift. You had morning, evening, and night. Chekhov worked nights. So you never saw him at that point in the series. He wasn't on the crew yet, obviously. But to backstory that and back channel that, they had him working nights on the bridge crew. He was a night bridge crew, which you never saw in the original series. So also Khan was in the weaker ship, and his cunning even the odds. Yes, it did. He started out with the disadvantage because the Enterprise would have wiped the floor with him in a straight up fight. So he snuck up. No, we are one big happy fleet. Oh, he knew, and he had the gravitas, and he had the, you know, he had everything. And the fact that the way they kill him off is straight Ahab. He's a straight Ahab hunting his whale mother. Yeah. You know? So.
Yeah.
I will chase him around the moons of Nebula and around perdition's flames before I give him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Was good stuff.
I'd make Data in charge of the night shift. He doesn't need to sleep. He was in charge of the night shift.
Yeah.
In TNG, he was in charge of the night shift. He's brilliant, but not experienced. That's right. He could, when they're talking about the code to bring down the shields, he could have changed it. He's quite intelligent. And Kirk's like, I don't think so. I don't think he thought about it. He could have changed the code. He's quite intelligent. Spock's like, you know, this could not work. And Kirk's just like, if it doesn't, we're all going to die anyway. So we might as well try. The prefix code, it's all we've got.
The combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, I know I missed last Friday, but Dark Helmet was a great villain too. Can't wait to see him again. Oh my God.
You have to understand why things work on a starship. Because Sabic doesn't understand. She's like, I don't get what's going on. Prefix code. We're gonna tap into Reliance computer and order it to lower its shield. Because we can. Change the combination on my luggage. That's amazing. I wonder if his luggage is going to be the same combination.
It very well could be. You probably just forgot to change it. Oh my God.
You went over my helmet?
It's a
more to the side, sir. It'll never happen again. Ever. Oh, shit.
It's a transformer. You know what I thought was funny was when, I know we're getting a little off topic again. What else is new? When Yogurt's like holding up all the merchandising, he's like, Spaceballs, the comic book. It was a friggin' Transformers comic book.
Yeah, I said that. I did say that Friday.
I wasn't here. I'm never here. But anyway, that was pretty funny.
Now he's just stealing my shit. I swear.
Who? How could I steal your shit if I'm not even existent to know what's out there?
Why I'm getting phone stuff at fucking 8:30 in the morning. Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about your own monster, the monsters from the Forbidden Planet. Giant space monster that's invisible, that's made out of energy, that rips people into pieces that you can't do anything to. All you can do is piss it off. Everything you throw at it is just absorbed. It's a creature of infinite energy created from the mind of the scientist that's living on this planet. And he doesn't even realize he's doing it. It's happening in his sleep. Why? Because his subconscious is creating the monster. How do you beat something like that? How do you take something like that out?
I don't know.
You got to kill the innocent guy that's dreaming this shit up in his head. Isn't that something? And you know what you do? You do it because you're trying to save everybody else. And fuck that guy for dreaming up a monster in the first place. I'm serious. Anybody that's like, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for him because it wasn't his fault. Yes, it was. He went and hooked himself up to all those machines. He kept the fact that his IQ tripled to himself. He creates a giant robot to protect him and his daughter and never once stops to think, hey, you know what? In the entire time since the entire crew got killed, besides me and my kid, even my waifu got killed. This monster hasn't shown back up. And suddenly, these guys show up in a spaceship, in a flying saucer spaceship, and the monster comes back. I wonder what the deal is.
Who knows?
I take no responsibility for anything that happens to you because of the death of the Zeropium crew. Well, okay. Morpheus, Edward Morpheus, PhD astrophysiology or whatever the fuck it was.
Pissology?
I'm creating a giant monster in my head and sending it to attack your crew right now.
All right.
Monsters, John. Monsters from the id.
This is all going way over my head this morning.
You're not a Forbidden Planet fan? No.
Never seen it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not. Never seen it. Yeah, I know. That's
what the shit?
Nobody ever takes me seriously. I always tell you, I tell everybody, I said, I'm the least qualified to be here, guys. Like, holy
How
shit.
can you not have seen Forbidden Planet of all fucking movies? That's like a prototype for Alien, Star Trek. I mean, it's all there.
Maybe I am. Dun dun dun. I don't know. I've just never seen it.
Okay. So let me give you a little rundown real quick. Alien civilization, super advanced. So I mean super, to the point where they have gotten to the point where they don't need any instrumentality. What does that mean? That means they don't have to type on a keyboard. They don't have to pull levers. They don't have to have a joystick. It's all controlled from their mind. They don't have to touch anything. Right now, does that mean they don't have to touch each other? Who knows? They were one of those weird super brain people. So probably not. They were probably like, we'll just clone each other forever. Like the Asgard. But yeah, has anybody noticed that Thor looks just like, Odin?
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what? I have.
So super intelligent civilization, no instrumentality. They find a way to harness like infinite energy, and overnight they're completely destroyed. No one knows what happened to them. Well, what happened to them was themselves, because they start figuring out that, hey, if we can think to control all this stuff and we don't have to use our hands anymore, we don't have to touch anything, why can't we just like will something into existence? Now, these are super peaceful aliens, right? Wouldn't hurt a fly. But somewhere deep in the lizard brain, they still have that savage component from when they were savages, right? So they still have that id, monsters from the id, which is where that saying comes from. And overnight, as they're sleeping, that id is driven, and that id's what destroys them. So essentially, they destroy themselves.
Did they destroy themselves, or did they zero sum and become a higher purpose?
No, they destroyed themselves.
Okay, so
They completely eradicated their own home world, and destroyed themselves because they created the very monsters in their sleep that destroyed them. So as long as one of these bastards was asleep and their id was awake, it was out terrorizing, destroying, burning, pillaging, and just overnight, whole civilization gone. And then we find them thousands and thousands of years later. The planet's completely barren, nothing on top of it, but all their shit under the surface is still there. You need to watch it. Good movie, and we'll move on. One of the...
I know it's a good movie. I've just never seen it.
Well, you need to watch it, motherfucker. You need to make the time. There's only so much time we've got.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My geek card's gone. My personality's gone. I'm not who I am, folks. I'm having an identity crisis or something. I don't know.
Take some time for yourself. Enjoy.
Anyway, that's off. That's off topic. I know we need to enjoy things.
Okay, one of the things I swore I would get to today, one of the villains I swore to get to today, is one of your favorites. I know he's one of your favorites. And his saying, at least one of them, I actually put in the title this morning. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Something I say to all my prey.
I just like the sound of it.
Like the sound of it.
Well, it's
Joker here.
It's interesting when when folks like you and I and probably everybody in chat grow up in different generations, and you can see Jack Nicholson's Joker, and then as time went on, we always get the the comparisons. I mean, Loki and I were asked this back in our STO days too. Like, oh, who do you think is a better Joker, Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson? And we were always the first to say you can't really compare the
They're two different characters
because they were products of their time. They were written completely differently, and it is what it is. They were exactly what they needed to be in their moment in time. And Jack Nicholson portrayed exactly the way the Joker needed to be written, portrayed
at the time,
acted. At the time, yeah, because I mean, he got top billing on that movie too.
Oh yeah, because they weren't like completely sold with Keaton. Now Keaton got top billing in Returns over Danny DeVito, which is crazy. But Jack obviously did in the first movie because he was the big. He's the big draw.
He's the big draw, and he had. I mean, how much did he personally, financially invest into that film? So
good morning, I'm not gonna call you Outlaw because I'm gonna dead name your ass. Good morning, Jedi Bill. Nobody calls me Jedi Bill because Jedi are pussies now. Good morning, Bill. Happy birthday, happy 53rd birthday. Good on you, brother. Keep getting healthier, dude. Keep getting healthier. Keep working on yourself. Keep exercising. Do what you got to do to live longer, man. I fully support that. So, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, so many wonderful people have played that, except for Leto. Fuck him.
We're not going there.
Well, hold on real quick. I want to show you something. Let's see what I can do.
Well, while you look that up, yeah, I thought Jack Nicholson was great. I thought the Joker was great because he was exactly, like I said, it was exactly what the character needed to be. He was deceitful. He was conniving.
Can you see that?
I can see a whole bunch of Jokers there. Yeah.
Okay, Leto's off in the left. Sorry about all these. This is my.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Leto's over there on the left. Jack Nicholson's Joker's over here. Joker, fucking Phoenix is over here. Heath Ledger's over here. Romero's over here. And of course, the animated Joker for Mark Hamill is there. But they all have their own distinct personalities. And they all have their own way of playing the character. And that's what you've got to embrace. Don't copy anybody. Don't try and steal anybody's shit. I know there's that one guy that likes to try and do the Mark Hamill animated Joker that's not Mark Hamill. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Just to sound like Mark Hamill? That's God, do your own thing. Maybe that's why they hired him, was so he could sound like Mark Hamill. I know he's in Batman Origins, whatever that one was, where it's like, damn, he sounds just like Mark Hamill. He's just doing an impersonation of Mark Hamill's Joker. That's all he's doing.
Could you imagine how different it might have been if the animated series stuck with Tim Curry as Joker? Do you think it would have? Well, I mean, obviously it wouldn't have worked out the same, but how do you think that whole timeline would have went?
I don't know, man. I can't imagine anybody but Mark, because he worked so closely with oh God, I can't think of his name. Batman.
Tim Conroy. No. Tim Conroy. What the hell am I saying? Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
There we go.
Thank you.
Tim?
It's too early.
Jesus.
It's too early for this shit.
It is
this
too
morning.
early.
They worked so well together, and they were such good friends. Thank you. Thank you, Project Cambrian. I can't imagine anybody else. I can't. No. I just can't. The fact that he came back in Batman Beyond as the Joker, and knew everything. Brucey. It's all of it is so good. There's not one thing I can think of that Joker was in the animated series that was bad. I can't think of one thing.
Well, because I mean, he lived it. He legitimately lived it. I mean, I guarantee you, most of how Joker was animated was how Mark Hamill was doing it in the studio booth, because he was always so animated when he was recording his lines. They would just look and say, "Why don't we just draw that? That's fucking brilliant. Let's do that." But yeah, Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was fantastic, because he was exactly what he needed to be. And he was the kind of Joker that I think we needed after so many, what was it? Two decades of silence after the end of the Campy show. So that whole thing was a breath of fresh air, and having a Joker that would laugh and be deceitful and conniving and maniacal and wouldn't hesitate to shoot his own goon when he disappointed him for the last time. Bam. That's what we needed. That was chef's kiss.
Riddle me this. What's black and white, and black and white, and black and white, and black and white, and black and white. Jim Carrey is Riddler. What do you?
Well, I mean,
the Riddler in the animated series was never like. I mean, I was never like, damn, that's badass, like I was with Joker. Jim Carrey's pulled off probably the best Riddler. Yeah, the Riddler in the original series was a good Riddler at the time, but
yeah.
Who's afraid of the big black bat?
He was all right. I mean, I always especially looking back at it now that we see how campy the Schumacher films got, it's hard to look back at it with a projective lens, but I mean, at the time, obviously Jim Carrey was, just on top of everything. So, I mean, it was just one of those things, but when I think back on it, and even when when that film was new, Jesus, what, 30 years ago now already? Holy shit.
Okay.
I just thought, wow, okay, it's interesting, but why is the Riddler acting like Ace Ventura? Bring it down.
Bring it down a little bit.
Really.
Okay,
I'm not saying it was horrible, but yeah.
We talked about the xenomorph, so we've got to talk about the Predator, and we've got to talk about Terminator. Predator, your thoughts? Original movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's using the trees. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
There's something out there, Major. And
you are one man. Ugly mother.
Motherfucker. Yeah, I'll even give credit to the second one. It wasn't horrible, I think. Yeah, Predator. The first Predator, especially. Damn.
The one that was at one point like a giant cockroach that was running around taking people out. And then they redid it. They okay, so there's scenes.
Wow.
There are scenes where it's invisible in the movie where it's like a giant cockroach with like a flappy, weird, like head.
Well, they had to, they needed the green screen or whatever. So, I mean, it was basically like this stunt guy in a full body, what was it? Bright red suit outline of how this creature was going to look.
Yeah. It was like a cockroach, like a big cockroach.
And it just killed everything that would have made this monster creepy. Cause as it's running around, you see like his foamy head just kind of
flopping. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I'm
they
really,
actually use that suit. So if you've ever seen the Guyver, there's a giant cockroach in the Guyver, and that's actually the suit they made for Predator. So because they never used it again. They ditched it and they went back and they used the creature creation shop or whatever it was that made the Predator face and made him all badass. So, I mean, we almost got a giant cockroach running around the jungle, taking out the best of the best. A giant cockroach, ladies and gentlemen. They thought this was going to be scary.
I'm glad they changed their mind. Cause I mean, especially in the early going when the Predator is, cloaked, you don't see him a whole lot, but it's the fact that he's out there and he's picking these guys off one by one. So I think when you have that, obviously, it's a lot like Alien. The less you see, the more your mind is engaged. So you're not really sure what's going on. But I mean, even in the nighttime scenes, if that cockroach creature was running around, I would have been like, nah. It's like if you go back to the original Alien and look at the concept designs that Ron Cobb or Chris Foss, whoever it was, the original Alien design before Giger got on board, it's the same exact thing. I would have thought, there's no way that's going to work. So
because they were thinking old monster movie. They weren't thinking truly terrifying. Something that was truly terrifying. And that's why the execs at Fox were shitting their pants when they went to Giger and brought his shit back. And they were like, oh no, because we're going to get absolutely hammered by it. What they didn't realize was that they were just not in the way they thought, because everybody loved it.
Yeah. And the same thing with the Predator. Cause I mean, Stan Winston and who was it? Kevin Peter Hall. It was the guy in the suit, the makeup effects, the animatronics, everything. I mean, when he's, and when that, the mask comes off, we're, obviously we know now, but we're waiting for it. And as soon as you see him and his little mandibles are twitching, you're like, oh my God. But then he just opens up and goes all, what's up, on Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you kind of back away because you're like, what the fuck is that? It was great. It was brilliant. And demonetized.
No, it was quick enough. I grabbed it. That was my phone going off because someone's wanting to call me at 8:45 in the morning because they don't have a life. Okay. Terminator.
Well, I mean, if you know my nerd card is starting to show again, folks. Here we go. If you know your Terminator history, I mean, the whole concept of it was built from a nightmare. Black, oh, fuck, I can't do it anymore. Terminator, what can you say about the
T-1000 advanced prototype?
The T-1000.
So the T-800 Arnold, the T-101, which confuses the shit out of people, Cyberdyne Model 101, or the T-800, depending on, who the hell you're talking to, is the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. And it is absolutely terrifying. Are you Sarah Connor? Boom! Door opens, he takes her out. You can't, he will not stop. He's going to come after you. There's nothing you could do to stop him. He won't stop until you are terminated.
Yep. Absolutely will not stop.
That's right.
Ever.
Goes
Until you are dead.
Goes into a police station, takes everybody out.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be back. Do you have a set of Kana here? Hey, buddy, fuck off, all right? I'll be back. And he drives his car through the front of the police station and goes in and just takes everybody out.
Yeah. It's incredible too, because I mean, as you know, as Dr. Silberman is walking out, when he gets that beep on his page and he looks down, that's when Arnold walks through, and you're thinking, shit, if that page was 1 second later, Silberman would have seen who it was and seen that guy again in the future and said, shit.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, because he doesn't see Arnold again until the scene with Sarah Connor where he's like, come with me if you want to live. And even then, when the T-1000 comes in, which we're getting to now, he's like, oh shit, and sees it go through the bars, and he still doesn't report it. He still doesn't say anything. He's still in the later movie in 3. So he still doesn't say shit. Like it never happened.
Well, see, that's the thing too, because I mean, obviously by the third film, James Cameron was no longer there. I think if Cameron had continued with his original ideas, maybe Silberman would have played a different role, as opposed to, oh, there's Arnie, I got to run away now. So, I mean, you know, there's a whole lost treasure trove of content there that probably could have been done.
See, I would have, if it was me, what I would have done was, I'd have had in the third movie, I would have had John go and see him, and he'd be locked up at Pescadero, and he gets a visit. He gets visitation. Unlike Sarah, who's a complete whack job and trying to, you know, pencil people all the time, kill it. She stabbed me with my pen a few days ago. He's on good behavior, so he gets visitors. And John goes and sees him, and he's like, go here, there's a tape. There's a bunch of tapes hidden in this, you know, like a vault or something that he had, just in case what your mom was saying was true. I kept all the video evidence, blah, blah, blah. And John has to go over it to figure something out or some shit. That's what I would have done. Lock his ass up in the same place he had Sarah locked up, because he thinks there's a Terminator. Suddenly, he believes, finally, after all this time, there's a Terminator. So, Terminator, original with Arnold, best of the best. T-1000, just as good, just in a different way, because he could be anybody. Your foster parents have been murdered. Hey, Janelle, what's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Wolfie's fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine. You know, in Mortal Kombat, when you're playing as the T-1000 in Mortal Kombat 1, you can change into Jeanette, or whatever her name is, Janelle. And Jeanette
Goldstein's likeness is in the game,
and she will turn into Wolfie. And it says Wolfie. It doesn't say Max. It says Wolfie on the side of his like harness, and you eat. That's your animality. So yeah, that's your animality with the T-1000 is turning into Wolfie. Wow. And ripping someone to pieces as Wolfie.
I can see we're going way out there with only an object of equal size.
And of course they go off the rails with Terminator 3, and you've got the TX. Wow. Everything had to be X. Remember that? Turn of the century, everything had to be X. It was, he's been using brand X. Well, everybody was using X. So I think Goldberg would make a great Terminator. If you saw him in Universal Soldier, one of the funniest moments is when he walks up to that door and he's like, beep, and it doesn't open, and he's like, beep, and it doesn't open, and he's like, boom, boom, boom. And you're like, holy shit, he's going to destroy the door.
Well, he was a damn good Santa Claus. It probably wouldn't be a far stretch.
Dude. Guys, if you haven't seen that, yeah.
Because X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Generation X.
Thank you, Carlos Fish. Mr. Fish.
Everything was X back then. Sylvester Stallone Terminator was a good movie. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Goldberg. Batista can suck a dick. A whole bag of them. Sylvester Stallone. Last Action Hero. I was like, where did I see that Last Action Hero?
There you go. What you talking about? It's one of his finest roles ever. Or whatever the hell he said. I don't know.
Awesome movie. He was
He's
perfectly
fantastic
casted.
in it.
Fantastic.
That was great.
Have you had your breakfast? It's the most important meal of the day.
Nice to see you. I just love when he drops in on those two guys in his house and he's like, hi. And he just shoots them with his own guns. Here's a couple of acres. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Put the cookies down.
Man,
those are my cookies. Oh,
Yeah,
Harry, your wife's cookies are delicious. Put the cookie down.
Shout out to Phil Hartman for being a pretty decent villain in Jingle
What
All
a
the Way.
prick, dude. What a smarmy prick.
Yeah.
I loved Phil Hartman. I absolutely loved him. And the fact that his wife was a drug addict, a psychopath, I loved Phil. I miss Phil.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Everybody misses Phil, but yeah.
God help me. So many good people that we don't have anymore that could have made us laugh over the last 5 years with just making fun of the hilarious bullshit that is going. That's why I'm so glad Rick Moranis is coming back as Dark Helmet.
Yep.
Because we need that. We really do. And speaking of Dark Helmet, we might as well get it out of the way. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Darth Vader, what a villain. What an absolute fucking Chad.
He was one of the OG Giga Chads right there. I can't
dramatic
believe I'm using that
as
term.
fuck with the cape. Okay, what purpose does the cape serve? Absolutely nothing besides being a dramatic bitch.
Yeah. I would put, and I'm gonna. I know we talked about this before too, but while we're at it, I'm gonna put, since it's along the same lines, I'm going to put Darth Vader and Shredder from the original '90s Turtles movie as some of the greatest menacing helmet cape wearing looking badasses in film history.
Agreed. The outside world rejects you.
This is your family.
You know that's not his voice.
No, it isn't. Have you ever heard the original audio with it?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
totally
so there is a preview. There is a early preview for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I watched the other day that has a completely different voice with the Shredder, and I was like, "Holy shit! What in the hell is that?" Because it's not right.
It's not. Well, I mean, you know, it's
we are your family. I am your father.
It's like, now I will finish what I began with your ear. It's the same thing with Darth Vader, because I mean, what was the name?
Yeah, David Prowse. David Prowse.
Yeah. You could hear him through the helmet, like, you are traitor to the It's like, no, it doesn't.
And he got treated, dude. He got treated so bad because they didn't even want to acknowledge he was in the suit. It's like, Darth Vader as, James Earl Jones, Darth Vader. They didn't even want to acknowledge that David Prowse was in the suit.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't even want to admit it. And can you imagine being that guy that's like, oh, guys, I'm in this sci-fi movie that took forever to make, went way over budget, makes absolutely no sense, but I made a movie role. And then to go with your buddies to see the movie, and they're like, that's not you, bitch. Yeah, it is. It's me in the suit. No, it's not. Look at the credits. James Earl Jones. Is your name James Earl Jones? No, it's not. Okay, then that's not you in the movie.
When you say the guy in the suit, you were like one of those aliens in that little gay bar, right? Is that it? No, guys, I was in the black suit. Look at me. I'm doing the mannerisms. Take her away.
Yeah. They wouldn't allow David Prowse in the Comic-Con. Yeah. They wouldn't allow him now. The absolute total bitches. This is what you get when you get activists in charge of all your entertainment. You get shit like Alien Earth, and you get shit like LA Comic-Con, which I just saw. That was like, I mean, why would they want a panel where no one's going to be there? Do you know what panel they had at Comic-Con? They had gay people in sport comics panel.
What?
Yeah, so it was like
how is
gay
that
characters in sport comics.
How is that even a category? That just
That's a
doesn't-
category, and there was a panel, and there was all of like 4 people there that went to the panel. And I'm like, you guys are having these panels that like 3 or 4 people are showing up to. And I'm pretty sure those 3 or 4 people were dudes in dresses. And then you've got people that could be there that you've canceled that would sell out that room, but they're not going to have them because they're activists.
Well, it's California. I can't really say I'm surprised. But, that being said, California, I'm surprised only 4 people showed up, but that's 4 more than what were necessary. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, we're not going to get to Agentsmith this morning because we're already over the hour, but I do want to talk about one last, I don't know if you call him a villain because of how much back and forth there's been over the years, but originally this monster was absolutely a villain, and he was taking out his revenge on an entire country. He's bigger than a house. Godzilla, destroying all of Japan because you created me with your bullshit nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Your atomic bombs made a monster. And now that monster's come home to tear apart Japan because he's pissed and he doesn't like you anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that sums it up perfectly. And it's interesting too, because you can kind of still look at it the same way. Because I mean, Godzilla, as much as I don't know about it, I still know a little bit, not as much as this guy, but I still, you could still, I mean, obviously he's portrayed in not the same evil capacity as he used to. But if you look at it in modern times, he's very much, in the films that have come out in subsequent years, he's kind of a necessary evil to take out other evils, so I mean, who's to say what happens when the other evils are taken care of? He just doesn't do a 180 and said, well, I'm bored with beating up them, I'm gonna go wreck some more shit.
He has. Okay, so there's actually, what's really interesting is there are some 80s and 90s movies where he is. So one of those movies is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, which is one of the best like fight movies of that era. And you've got a Godzilla that they actually erase. They go back to find the Godzilla before he becomes Godzilla. So you've got the monster that is created by the atomic blast. They remove him from the equation and they create King Ghidorah in his place because the people from the future want to use King Ghidorah to destroy Japan. That way it never rises to prominence and they can rule the world. So they move Godzilla to like this empty spot in the ocean. Well, this nuclear submarine explodes and it gets, radiation and Godzilla gets created anyway. But the point is, when he comes back, he's pissed. He's absolutely pissed off, wants to destroy all of Japan. He takes care of King Ghidorah and then turns on Japan and immediately is like, I'm going to destroy you. So they've done that. They've even gone that far to the point where it's like, oh, Godzilla saved us from King Ghidorah. And then he turns around and he's like, oh, bitches, y'all are next.
It's on.
It's on because you pissed me off too. Great. And he's evolved. It hasn't just been the same Godzilla over the course of forever. He has evolved over the decades and become what he is today. And to the point now where we're going to have 3 different Godzillas, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got Legendary's Godzilla, which is the American Godzilla. This is the one that you've seen that's like Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla King of Monsters. And then we've got Toho's Godzilla that's coming out of Godzilla -1. Right? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to have the sequel to Shin Godzilla. So we're going to have another Godzilla that is more present day, but the Japanese version. So you've got -1, which is in the past. We're going to have the sequel to that, which should be in the 50s. It's going to be a 50s movie, or maybe an early 60s movie. Then we're going to have present day Godzilla from Shin Godzilla, and we're going to have the Godzilla from the Legendary movies. So we're going to have 3 Godzillas at the same time.
That's pretty crazy.
I don't think that's ever happened before.
I wouldn't know. But I mean, you know, that's, you know, like we've always said, that's a license to print money. If you can do something right and be faithful, all right, here's your key to the bank. Go out there, have fun, give us your stories, do something great.
Favorite Godzilla?
Favorite? Oh, I'm going to piss everybody off. I like the one where the dude in the movie said, that's a lot of fish.
That's not Godzilla.
I'm kidding. No, that isn't Godzilla. That's friggin'
Tuna Monster.
That's B Team Jurassic Park right there.
Do you know that the OG Godzilla kills that Godzilla?
Good.
So in Godzilla Final Wars, okay, so that the one you're talking about, the tuna eating one, is just Zilla. It's not Godzilla. It's just Zilla. It's Zilla.
It was Zilla X.
And then you have Godzilla from Final Wars that takes it on, and in like one kick, it's like he throws him into the he just one shots it into the dome in Sydney, the Sydney Dome or whatever it is, and takes him out. So,
well, that would be my favorite Godzilla. Yeah.
Why? Oh my God, why?
No, I don't mean Ferris Bueller's Godzilla would be my favorite. No, the OG. The OG.
Zilla, the tuna eating one? Ew.
No, that. Oh my God.
Oh, the original. The
original. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The one that beat up Ferris Bueller's Zilla.
Okay. That's actually the son of Godzilla.
The son of Godzilla. Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
So
I don't know. There's a lot of history there. I mean, because the Godzilla franchise is deceptively huge. Huge. Goes back years.
I would not be surprised if Toho doesn't continue that and make money, because stuff like that is what is paying for their movies. So keep leasing the IP to Legendary and keep making money. Let Toho keep making money, because if that pays for more Japanese Godzilla, by God, use him. Use that Godzilla. Keep using that Godzilla and keep paying Toho, and let Toho keep making money. So my favorite Godzilla is from the Heisei era. I think those movies are great. I think that era is great. It's my favorite era. That's my Godzilla, and I'm going to stick to that because, yeah. All right, we're going to get out of here because we've gone 8 minutes over time. I want to thank everybody so much for being here, hanging out, watching. Thank you, mods, for modding. You guys are absolutely great. You guys are wonderful. We will be back later today for you members out there. We're going to have a member stream where we're going to give away a game or a shirt. It's your choice. I'll give away a game or a shirt. What games are available? Well, there are 2 of them. We can either hook you up with the Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition remake, or we can hook you up with Final Fantasy VII reintegrate remake. So either one of those or a shirt. I'll send you a shirt. So just let me know what you want, what time. It will be 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. All you have to do to be eligible is say something in chat. Just one thing. And let me see that you're a member and that you're in. So just say something in chat. If all you want to do is put hello, just put hello. That way I know that y'all are there and that you're a member. I will put you in the drawing and you can have access. But you have to say something. You have to just say hello, say hi, something, and you're entered. So those are your 3 options: a t-shirt or Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition on Steam, or Final Fantasy VII Reintegrate on Steam. Those are your choices.
Good stuff.
We're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Jedi, sorry. I appreciate that, but for you and anybody out there, do not feel obligated to follow my YouTube. I don't really do anything with that. I just have that account so I can, do stuff like this.
He could be big.
But
he
thank
could be
you.
big.
Thank you. I know, but it's not my drive. It's not my thing. But Jedi, thank you so much. I do appreciate that, but don't feel obligated.
Well, it's not really mine anymore either. I'm kind of, I was talking with a good buddy that does this over the weekend, and I was like, I'm kind of like halfway in, halfway out. I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out because yeah.
We're all going to retire.
And this is one of the reasons. YouTube Talk, Wednesday, we're going to be talking about people wanting dead YouTubers' channels. Again. Why? Because this has happened again. And whether or not they're entitled to it or not, guys, fuck me. The guy died. And not even a month. It hasn't even been a month. And people are fighting over the guy's channel. So that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday. That's what we're going to be getting into. Until then, guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we'll see you on the next one. You guys have a great day. We're going to get out of here and burn the village on the way out.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.